An important topic that should be discussed today is Imam in Masjid and Surau should at least have a master degree. So, the importance is to understand that the importance of religious matters to
From our findings, we find many journals and articles that have generally the same idea with regards to the educational background of an imam. According to Muhammad Abulis, in his journal, he has conducted a survey of the American imams, and he stated that in the context of the level of educations, there are more than 35.5% of the imams have master's degree. For example, for the Islamic education, there are over 23% of the imams have master's or PhD degrees in Islamic studies from abroad. He further stated that for the imam's scholarly education, his required skill and behavior are necessary for contributing to a sound character and ideal personality. Plus, traditional education imams in overseas is not sufficient for working in the American context. Hence, imam needs specific fields of knowledge besides traditional Islamic studies. On the other hand, in the Journal of a Model of Imams' Leadership and Mosque Performance in Malaysia, Mahazan and Abdullah stated that the leadership traits of imams could influence the performance of mosques through their leadership behavior. Imams should have a strong religious personality and knowledge in order to manage and organize various religious activities to attract more Muslims to visit the institution, whereby in the context of individual qualities such as leadership skills, personality and motivation, it also influences the leadership more than cognitive variables. Furthermore, according to Jabatan Kemajuan Islam Malaysia, imams are required to have more than just religious knowledge as they deal with everyday issues daily. It is further stated that Institut Latihan Malaysia provides a course for Sijil Tinggi Profesionalisme Imam to train the imams on how to deal with issues that were presented upon them. The course is introduced to improve the skills of the imams, especially in the matters related to Aqidah, Fiqh, Faraid, and the basic skills of Ruqyah Syariah.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Today we be interviewed Ustazah Ramiza for our topic. So Ustazah, what is your opinion? And what do you understand by the word imam?
Imam. Imam means leader. Imam is actually from the Arabic word, which means literally means someone who is in front of you. So it can be said today that imam here is a leader. A leader in one's country can also be called imam. Okay? But normally imam here in Malaysia, when we use the word imam, we actually referring to a person who will lead the prayer. Who will lead the prayer, whether the sunnah prayer or the fardu prayer.
So next question is that is there any distinction between imam of higher educational background and imam without formal education background in terms of religious knowledge?
Yes, of course there is a difference, big difference. Someone who has a degree compared to someone who has diploma, or someone who has diploma and someone who has SPM or certificate, right? In terms of degree. But I would say that as far as imam is concerned, first and foremost, when you talk about imam, I always think that someone who is in the prayer is someone who is capable to read the Quran fluently, someone who is capable to read the Quran with tajweed, and maybe bonus someone who can memorize the whole Quran. Okay, so having said that, I would say that whether you have degree or master degree or diploma here, in my opinion, is not that important. Okay, the most important thing is that advantage, Quranic recitation. Okay, but at the same time, the imam also must have religious background, or religious knowledge, not background, religious knowledge, so that because the nature of imam, if you could say, that sometimes the public will go and ask the imam on certain religious issues. Maybe what is the hukum about this act, right? So in this case, the imam must have religious knowledge, must have at least for me degree, at least for me, because only with this formal academic knowledge that you are able to have the knowledge on Islamic law. But I did not say that but it does not mean that if you do not study up to master degree, you do not have knowledge. But sometimes this kind of degree would become panggil yardstick, a measurement that you have the knowledge. Okay, so basically to have the degree is not that important, but you must have religious knowledge or maybe some kind of religious background. Okay.
Hi. Waalaikumsalam. Okay, from my opinion, imams with a master degree will gain more specialized knowledge about their religious matters, and they also can increase their potential income based on their educational background. And I believe that imams with a master degree will become more trustworthy because people will refer to them when there is disputes or questions arise pertaining to religious matters, and they also can be more confident when they have specialized knowledge about religious matters.
Assalamualaikum, sister.
Waalaikumsalam.
What are your suggestions on this matter?
Oh, this is hard. Firstly, I think what we can do is that we can provide educational trainings for the imams, and maybe we could make the character a requirement. For example, a good imam must have a good character and a noble personality. Maybe the authority can also play an important part by making a stricter regulations with regards to the academic background of the imam. And we could also probably make a test or oral interview for these people who wants to be an imam to attend. And maybe every 2 years they can sit for the test again to renew the license, just to make sure that they do not divert. And maybe for those who breach the regulations, we can punish them by fining or revocation of the license.
Hi. What do you feel about this topic?
First of all, this topic is quite interesting. This is because of our general perception about imam, which is educational background is not essential. It is enough if someone has sufficient or good knowledge on religious knowledge and have leadership skills. Next is we are delighted to know what are the requirements or what is needed for a mosque to be acknowledged or be to have an amazing performance based on the knowledge and leadership skills of the imam. And last but not least is that we expect throughout our journey of researching, the journey would be an amazing journey because from the ideas and from the opinions we gain from the interviews or through our readings, we can analyze based on the opinions and ideas and come up with a stand whether we agree or disagree with the state topic, as this topic is quite provocative. So I think that is all. Thank you.
Our conclusion? We agree that the advantages of having such requirement outweigh the disadvantages of not having a master degree to be a qualified imam.